how YouTube decides when to start, because sometimes it starts like immediately and you get all of my hello, hello, hellos. What the heck? What just fell? And then sometimes it doesn't start for so long. And like you just have, I have no idea when it started. And so it's a crazy life, YouTube. I dropped something and I have no idea what it was. I can't. Hang on. Give me 1 second. Let me see what that was. Ow. Okay. I think it's a pen. Hang on, hang on. Ah, shoot. Dang it. Oh. Ding dang. Gee, Willikers. Okay. I still have no idea what it was. I dropped something. Hey, Frogfish. Welcome, Mario Bros. Okay, I found a compass under my desk. I've been using this one, which is not that good. Um, I think they came in the same set. And I think I dropped this pen. Yesterday, I started the stream, and as I was hooking the stream up to this, like, I'm going to tap it, this thing that holds it up, it flipped and flew out of my hand, and it fell, and I was like, oh no. And I looked like, who's that kid in Home Alone? And he's like, he puts his hands on his face, and then he's like, ah. The actor's name is Macaulay Culkin. Um, I looked like him. Oh, dip 123. No problem, no problem. Welcome back, welcome back. Kevin, that's it. That's awesome, Gang Mario. I was drawing some, I was thinking maybe we would get to do some inking today, but we'll see. We have to see what we draw. I just want to draw some cozy stuff. It's like really coming down outside where I am. Raining, raining, raining. How do you like having a fall/winter birthday party? Birthday season, Mario, Gang Mario. Mine is in a couple of weeks, and I liked it. I liked everyone was in school when I had my birthday. That was kind of nice, and I liked that because my birthday was in winter. A turkey. Oh yeah. Oh, congratulations, Inferno. I saw you were going up. You're doing a great job there, bud. I saw like because when you first subscribed, you were at 14, and then I saw one of your posts, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, and you were at 2,000 or 1,900. So that's really great. We got some soggy whipped cream, and then we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do a. We could do. Let's do a Christmas tree. I think that's nice and cozy, um, and it's fun. I tried to do a good job on this handle to get it like 3D. I think I did an all right job. No, of course, of course. Yeah, I can't understand anybody because they're talking as if they're from Edinburgh. And I'm like, I don't know the Edinburgh accent. I only know Glaswegian. No, I think I'm actually fine. Of all my friends, I can understand a Scottish accent the best. And all sorts of Scottish accents. Not just not just the southern ones. Hey CC, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, 123. Yeah, I tried, I tried. Yeah, let's do hot. Yeah, it's winter/cozy stuff only. And we might even like take one take one cozy thing and run with it for quite a while. So I have my pens out. I found some ink. Um, I got my uh, I use this to put the cleaner in and this for water. So I'm ready to do some inking. I haven't done inking in quite a while. I haven't done it on stream in quite a while. So it'll be fun. Aw, hot chocolate. Oh yeah, I think I'd be fine. Most English speakers, no matter their accent, I'm okay with. I've had lots of practice, and I have the patience and take the time to try. Man, that reminds me, I worked at a toy store for a really long time. I said this a bunch, but my boss sucked, and I have not said that before. So, uh, yeah, she sucked. She was terrible. Um, I didn't want to admit that for a long time because she was nice to me when I needed somebody to be nice to me, but generally, she sucked. Okay, so if somebody came in, so I took Spanish in high school, right? And my sister speaks Spanish fluently. She learned it from working in restaurants, and actually she ran a pizza parlor, and she learned it from that job in particular. Uh, my father spoke moderate Spanish. I speak Spanish now, well, bad, but in high school and after high school, okay, right? I was still practicing. I lived around people who spoke Spanish, and I got a lot of practice, so I was better at it then. My vocabulary was better. I can only speak in present tense. That's not entirely true. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So if people would come in, it would be very often where my boss would be like, "Oh, you have to go help these people," and I'd be like, "Oh, okay. Like, why? I'm in the middle of doing this. What's going on?" She's like, "They're speaking Spanish, so like you need to translate, or just you can do it because you speak Spanish." And I'd be like, "Okay." And the number of times that I would go over there and they would just be speaking English, oh man, and it would make my blood boil. Like oh my God. She was terrible. Oh yeah, thank you. What? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm with you. Okay, yeah, we can do turkey. I tried to draw a turkey the other day. I just saw it and I was like, that's terrible. So in my mind, I'm like, I should avoid a turkey, but there's no reason to avoid a turkey. We will do it. I will just look at what is it called when you look at a photo and you reference it? I'll look at a reference photo. Oh my God. I am mittens and scarf. Okay, I guess we need the list. Let's go. Let's get this list going. So we have this. Okay, Christmas tree. This is no particular order. So it. Yeah, no particular order. Okay, Christmas tree. Turkey. As food or as a bird? Let me know. No, you're like on time. This is the first time you're on time in a couple of days. I think we started 9 minutes ago, genuinely. So you're doing a great job. Turkey, Christmas tree. What's next? What's next? Mittens and scarf. I love that. I love that. Mittens, scarf. Man, I was thinking like scarf, like someone scarfing down mittens. I guess because mittens scarf, but like, I was just like, how friggin' crazy would that be? Like, you look over and somebody's like, you've just gotten all dressed from the outside winter, and you look over and your friend's like this, looking back at you, like, oh shit, and they're just trying to eat their friggin' mitten. I don't know why, but this is what I was just thinking about, and it was hilarious to me. So I thought I would share it with y'all. Snowman, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, Pentatone, hell yeah. Okay, okay. Oh, that's great, Gang Mario. Snowman and Pentatone. I can't wait to buy some Panettone. We just got membership to one of those big bulk stores. Panettone. And I bet you they have a bunch of big panettone, tone. I don't know how to spell it. It's a type of cake. We can draw that one first because it's actually relatively simple. Um, so we'll give that one a quick draw. I think the traditional one has like candied oranges and candied raisin, like candied fruit, like little candied fruits in it. Uh, and it's like I don't know if it's technically a souffle, but it's similar to a souffle in that it's like risen and its shape. So it looks like this, like a giant muffin. Actually, I never really thought of that. We're doing turkey. Don't food turkey or teddy bear. That's a good one. Food turkey or the other one, the animal turkey. Which way does that go? Yeah, teddy bear. Okay, got teddy bear down. Animal turkey. Yeah. All right, I can do that. I did like a quick sketch of an animal turkey the other day, and it came out good, and I didn't even use a reference. So I'm pretty excited to do an animal turkey, like where I actually try. Man, turkeys are neat. I don't know why I added like a twist in there. There's no twist. It's just usually straight up and down. Well, it goes in. It's not well, actually it kind of is straight up and down. Straight up and down. Ooh, what's a frogfish? There's a real frogfish? That's like a thing? Yeah, the fruits are like candied in a really specific way. It's often candied cherries or raisins or cherries and raisins and little bits of orange or orange peel. It's good. And sometimes I've seen them now, they very often will have chocolate chips. Uh, it's good. It's good. I looked into how to candy the fruits and I gave it a try and I failed. But I've only tried once, so I'll try again sometime. It'll be fun. And then I think we didn't bring it, but I think I have a pan to cook panettone, and I think I was baking a lot, and my mother-in-law grabbed one of the baking pans that you bake panettone in. Okay, clay motion style turkey. That's too much. Best song from the Beatles. Oh, I mean, that's really really hard. Okay, I will search frogfish. I need to start like my notes for the stream, so things I'm not supposed to forget. Let me do that real quick. Oh, you know what? I'll do it like on the back of what I'm gonna draw. The back of what I'm gonna draw list. I think that'll work. Hey, hey, oh, hey. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I can barely see it, but now that I see it, it kind of looks axolotl-y. I think I have seen one before. Okay. Frogfish. Let me just write that here so I don't forget. It doesn't matter. You guys don't need to see me writing frogfish. I'm telling you I'm writing it. Okay. So here we go. I wrote this one upside down. It doesn't look too bad. So we've done a panettone already. We're like ahead of the game. We're going to do Christmas tree. No. We're going to do turkey. Not the food. I'm pretty excited. Shut up. Mine is coming back? That's neat. Best underrated song from the Beatles. Ooh. I mean, so I really like the is it the Hard Day's Night album? That was the one I had as a kid when I was very young. And it's just, to me, the Beatles is this like, it was before they got experimental and stuff, which I also really like. I don't think that's bad, but I really like that era, like Hard Day's Night, 8 Days a Week. It's like the early stuff. Okay, wild turkey. Whoops. That's like a liquor. I just want pictures of the bird, guys. Okay. I have pictures of the wild turkeys, but I'm not logged into my Google Photos. Otherwise, I'd look at myself. Okay, I think so. There's hmm. So it's really interesting. Okay, take care, Inferno. It was experimental. I didn't know that. I was a child. I was a small little babe. All right. It was literally some of the first music I was ever exposed to. How was I to know it was experimental? It to me, it's the basis of all music. Hard day's night, I should be sleeping like a dog. I gotta stop singing that. They'll claim it. Not that I'm making any money from these anyway, but I want to get the hours for so I can eventually get stuff from YouTube. You need a certain amount of hours. Right now, I am. Hey, Kincaid. It sounds like Kincaid. I don't know who Kincaids are though. So right now, I'm really liking the Chapel Roan album. I can't get enough of it really. So there's turkeys were drawn. Hey Kenneth, welcome back. Hey Mixed Max. So turkeys you can draw in two different ways. I'm drawing like when they're walking around. Oh my gosh. I'm clicking on stuff I don't want to be clicking on. And when they're walking around, they just look like big doofy birds. Sort of like this. But there's another kind of, and then their neck, there's like skin up top. They look kind of like this. But I don't think this is the type of turkey that people, when I think of turkeys, this is what I think of because I used to see them outside my house all the time. And this is what they look like. Yeah, yeah. I also really like her like attitude. I think it's really good, refreshing, real. And her story like is great. Like actually uh God, turkeys are ugly. So something like that. And then the tail is like you can't see it, but it's like back here. I drew it at a weird angle. But and then their wings or they don't really stick their wings out. They basically stay like big. Oh, they're kind of taller than this. They're like yeah, there we go. The top of their legs and then the scary of their legs. And then like yeah, the this is all feathers and it's like bump 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 and then there's something wrong with the head here. Oh, I like the waddle comes in. There we go. That's that's the turkey I'm seeing when I think of turkey. This would be a wild turkey. Birds are all weird. I 100% agree. I have played Angry Birds. Great game. I used to play Derpy Birds. Derpy Birds is right. Um, turkeys can be so derpy. They're so derpy that there's a myth about them, which is that they're so derpy that if it rains, you have to bring them inside because they'll look up and they'll drown in the rain because they don't know to close their mouths. This is not true, but that's how derpy they are, is that people believe that it's true because they're so freaking derpy. The wild ones are less derpy, but They're still pretty derpy. Okay. I've not seen a true I've like not seen a cassowary in real life. But yeah, I've seen the videos of them. This we're gonna stick with. I mean, we might get to Snoopy because he is very holiday themed, but we're gonna try to get a. I'm gonna do a side view, I think, of like the holiday turkey that we're thinking of. So what turkeys will do, and I don't know if it's like as a mating display or what, but they will like bring their neck real low, or if that's when they're scared, tuck their heads in, and they will like puff out all of their feathers, including their tail. Yeah, cassowaries definitely look like dinos, including their tails. And so like they look much bigger, and then their tail. This is when you see somebody, when you're drawing that turkey with your hand, this is the moment of turkey that, so like 99.9% of the time, they look like the other one I just drew. And then however percentage of the time is left, 0.001 or whatever, they look like the one I'm drawing now. And this is what we think of them as because this is when they look the most unique. The other way, they just look like derpy birds, right? We could probably do a cornucopia. Turkey sauce. Gravy. So this is not the order. So usually we go down the list. Today we are not doing that. We are just going through and choosing cozy things to draw. We're not going to draw everything on this list today. Probably. Yeah, they can put their tails like so. Like if it was this one that we were drawing before, and we wanted to turn him into the, we can even actually just do that. So where's my good eraser? I found my good eraser, by the way, guys. It was in this, which is I had some batteries and some ink and another eraser in. Apparently, I was keeping my erasers in here, and I totally forgot. And this was just stuck in the bottom. No wonder I couldn't find it. Good eraser, solid. Look, you do this, you twist it and it comes out more. Anyway, let me erase some of this here. It erases very good. That's why I like it so much. Yeah. I was just thinking about that, Mario, which is weird. Yeah, Tombow is king. That's so true. Because like I don't know what my first drawing is, but I do remember I did a drawing when I was young, and I was like, there was I most of the drawings I ever did were like doodles in school. All right, I didn't really like sit around and draw as a young person, but I did. One time I was visiting my grandma, my nana actually, and I had an art set there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna draw. And I drew this little stuffed animal I had that was sort of like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, but not quite. It just kind of looked like Eeyore. And I was just thinking about that today because it's a stuffed animal and it's kind of cozy, and I did it with colored pencils. And really, I did a bad job with the perspective. And I felt it was one of the best drawings I had done. I remember at the time thinking like, oh, maybe I can draw, but I still felt so bad because I thought it was bad perspective, and it was bad perspective. It wasn't great anyway. Oh yeah, I used to draw like every single notebook I had would have just doodles in it. Doodles, doodles, doodles. And then I used to have scrap paper. I would doodle on that all the time too. I could not stop doodling, which is fine. I don't think that's a bad thing. Um, it was so crazy to me when teachers would ask me to stop doodling, and I would just be like, they're like, I'm like, why? And they're like, well, you're not paying attention. And then I would just repeat the last like 5 minutes of class back to them because I was paying attention. That's a crazy thing to say. That's like, could you imagine I couldn't pay attention to someone else talking while I was doodling? Like, how would I do this job right now? Oh, it's great, Jake. Yeah, that's so great. Thank you, Mixed Max. Yeah, so looking back now with my experience now, I don't like, I remember it was bad because of the perspective was off, right? Which it doesn't matter. That could have been a step along the way to getting better and better at drawing. But I was so caught up in the fact that I messed up the perspective that I didn't even hear people saying like, "Oh, you did this really well, you did that really well," and like how great it was. I was like, "Well, yeah, they're saying it's great, but I know it's bad because I can see the perspective is wrong. It doesn't look like real life." And like, what a sad way to think as a little kid. Um, and I'm happy I don't think that way anymore because the perspective could be bad. That doesn't matter. It can still be a good drawing for other reasons. Like it didn't have to be something I was selling to a client or putting up in an art gallery. It was just something I drew and that could have been enough. Oh, cool, Goku. Yeah, that is good. Uh, let me see if I can draw Goku. No, I can't. Let me see if I can draw Goku. No, no, no. We have other things to do. So then the turkey will kind of look like this, right? It'll lift up its tail like this, and usually its head will come down. So let's bring its head down a little. Bye, turkey head. Bye. See you later. Bye. Exactly, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, Elstafet. Thank you so much, Cameron. All right, so we're moving the turkey's head down because now it's before it was like just being derpy, and now we're gonna have it being big and derpy, right? So I don't know why they like point their heads straight down when they do this. I've never like studied turkeys. I've just seen them a lot. I do not know why they do this. But I guess it's to get it out of the way probably of their big feather display. They don't want anything blocking the view. Yeah, I'm with you, Frogfish. I think if you're not doing the work and instead you're drawing, that's a problem, right? You should be doing the classwork. But if you're doing the classwork and then while the teacher is lecturing, you're drawing, who cares? I mean, some teachers cared. That was literally my point. I don't know, man. Teachers used to pick on me. I don't know why. Well, I guess lately I've been realizing that I was a weird kid. I'm fine with it, but apparently other people weren't. And they kind of put their wings out just a little bit. They don't really spread them, but they puff them out and they puff out their chest. It's neat. I don't know why turkeys do this. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's like a mating display or just for funsies or to intimidate. I think when parrots do it, it's a mating display. But, you know, different animals do different things for different reasons. Math teacher's named Dave, so. Hey, Kenneth, welcome. Oh, thank you so much, Bolt Gaming. All right, so yeah, I think this is mostly what the puffy out turkeys look like. Hang on, I got this weird line here. I don't know where it was from. I think it's from its tail from the first drawing. It's weird that I drew one drawing over the other, but it's also fine. Oh yeah, and I bet you they squished down a little. Squished down a little. Get to know me thingy. Uh-oh. The one that I did? Did I do one? Or a different get to know me thingy. Here's a song to get to know about. Wait, did I do that? I think I might have. I did, for a while I was doing so many shorts. Well, it's harder for me. I wasn't as good at it. Like now I'm better at it, so it doesn't feel like as much work. Oh, I never uploaded it. Oh yeah, because I drew one on stream. That's right. Kenneth, we're doing cozy drawings. So we did Santa Spider-Man a couple of days ago. I think we'll leave it at that. I don't think we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better than that one. So the list right now is we're doing the turkey. He's looking good. I think we'll put him aside. Maybe we'll think about coming back to him later. But let's start on something new. I didn't write who chose what. Oh, I forgot. Did I get rid of the gobbling? Yeah. I forgot about. Hang on. I'm just gonna draw the waddle in. I don't know why their waddle is bright red, but I like it. I'm not complaining. That was like one of the only things I learned from like the pilgrim. Okay, so when I was in young school, thank you so much, R. Yeah, yeah, they still stick. They bring their like meaty parts of their feet like up into their body, and then they just stick out the little stick feet. I don't know why. Oh yeah, drawing is so good. I hear you, R. It I started about 6 years ago. I had drawn like a couple of times in school. I had taken some art lessons in school, like back when I was in high school. But I didn't start drawing on a regular basis, like even once a month, until I about 6 years ago. And then I started drawing every day. Okay, we got Turkey. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna put him aside. He's still here, but we're just gonna put him over here for a second. Ooh, okay. So we have mittens and scarf. I think that's good. But let's do snowman. I think it's snowing right now. By me. I looked up how many chickens there are. Because I was thinking somebody mentioned that there's more, I think, cows in Brazil than people. And like, that's kind of crazy. I thought we did a lot of cows, but no, Brazil does a lot of cows. They're like way up there. And then that's so funny, R. We were just talking about how I used to get in trouble for drawing in my high school notebook, and I would still be paying attention, but I would still get in trouble. Did I start too high? I mean, too high? Nah, we won't go up too much. Oh, cool, Sonic. That's really neat. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sure I drew stuff like that. I used to really love crayons, but I might have been a now that I'm thinking about it, I might have been just draw within the lines kind of kid. Like I'm definitely I was definitely the little kid who would be like, "You did it wrong. You were supposed to color within the lines and you added this thing." And it would just be like a beautiful drawing and I'd be like, "Ugh, people." That is the kind of little kid I was, 100%. Hey, Pebbles, welcome back. I'm happy you're here too. Jeff, I was in health class and I didn't know about it until the class ended. Our teacher didn't say anything, he just got really weird. Uh, Weird guy, good guy. I continued to work with him after high school and stuff um, in my graphic design business. He ran a charity, so really, really a good teacher. But um, yeah, I was in his class. Stewart, I think was his name, and yeah, he there was a commotion. He went out in the hall. He knew something had happened, but he didn't say anything to us, and so we heard it. I think there was an announcement. I don't remember that part, but I definitely heard it from other students before the announcement, and I was like, "What?" And then I remember being like, "I need to find somebody who I can actually believe," because you know. Oh, Pebbles. I'm sorry. I don't think I like Tatooine is cool because it's aesthetic. It has the two suns, and like I like their buildings and stuff. But I don't think I have particularly a favorite Star Wars. It is funny to think that we have the free will. One has the free will to draw absolutely anything. At least we think so. Okay, so one thing I learned, neither can I sleep. Yeah, sleeping is hard. It's a challenge. I've gotten very good at sleeping, but it's because I go to bed now at the same time every day. But that's only because for the first time, maybe ever in my life, I'm actually going to bed like on my own rhythm, which is staying up very late. Like that's what I've always wanted to do. That's what I've always done, but I like it didn't always work because you have school or whatever, you have job. But right now I can do most of my work uh, and still keep my my schedule. I go to bed and I sleep until about midday. But I sleep 7 hours every day. It works really well for me. And for the first time ever, I'm able to sleep. Because when I was trying to go to bed early and get more sleep, oh my God, I couldn't do it. So Jeff, you know what I like, and I think I would suggest if you haven't seen it, hang on, I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I think we're missing some of this guy's detail. And I would suggest if you haven't seen it to find it is the despecialized edition of Star Wars. I really, really love that. I had the VHS when I was young, and it was fine. It was fine. Star Wars, like I had friends who really loved it, and I thought it was fine. Um, and then I was like, I learned that they changed it, so even the VHS was different from what was shown in the theater. And then most people who had seen the theater one thought that was the better uh, version. I don't know Essa, no. Yeah, bum 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 bum. Yeah, I'm trying to call you Dip. I'm just forgetting. You told me you're Dip123. Whoa. That's great. Sapley, welcome, welcome. We're doing some uh, winter, well, New York winter cozy drawings because this is the first wintry weather. I've been getting a winter weather advisory all day. And then I was like, you know what's great? Winter drawings. Okay, yeah, that's right. It feels weird. Yeah, anyway, Harmy's Despecialized Edition. It's as close as you'll get to the original theater editions of the Star Wars, and oh my gosh, is it good? It, I didn't like Star Wars. I mean, like I said, I thought it was. Oh, pardon me. Ooh, Shark Beanie, that's great. I've not watched Clone Wars. I've seen some episodes, and I've been meaning to watch it. I say this every stream. I just don't have the time, and that's still true. But yeah, I've been meaning to watch Clone Wars. It looks great. The episodes I saw were excellent. I've heard only good things, which is crazy about a cartoon show. Usually you hear people say bad things, but especially after I watched the despecialized editions, I really love them. I don't mean to be a despecialized edition evangelic, you know what I mean, evangelic. And I'm trying to say evangelic jelly. I can't think of it. What's the Mecca one? Evangelion. That doesn't. I keep wanting to say that, but that doesn't sound right. Because like it just you can even put jelly on, even jelly on, even you could put gel. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done. My brain might be cooked on that word. I was trying to say something besides the Star Wars thing. Hmm. It's weird when your brain gets lost. Oh yeah, totally, totally disconnected. I don't know what ESSA is. Yeah, that's a good point. Heck yeah, beanie mouth down like you're eating it. That sounds awesome. Um, you're totally right, Dip. Doing like a nighttime or like associating it with a meal or the thing you said, sick days, having it as a plan for a sick day. That's actually really smart because then I don't have to use my I don't have to use like the shows I watch for other things on my sick days. Especially because sometimes I can't watch them because I watch them with my wife, right? And so I'm not going to watch shows that I watch with her without her. Okay, so I didn't know that there's different types of coal. When I was growing up, I just thought all coal was that like charcoal briquette that you get that goes into like a barbecue grill. I thought that was coal. I was like, that's it. That's what coal is. But that's not true. Well, yeah. I haven't watched Walking Dead in so long. Thank you, Sapley. Yeah, I think I got about you were watching me, I think, when I was closer to 200. Um, I've gotten about 200 subscribers in the last like 3 weeks. So it's been fun. It's been crazy. I think it's slowed down a little bit now, which is fine. It's as long as I'm still moving up, that feels good, right? As long as it's moving in a positive direction. I don't mind it going slow. I don't like when it's stalled. That like feels bad. Painting coal. Yeah, so coal comes in different types. Um, there's like, I guess it's the way it's formed. And so, like, every rock that's made of mostly carbon that you can burn, we call coal. But then, like, anthracite is a type of coal and it's hard and shiny and sharp. And that, like, is used for high heat because it puts out a lot of energy. And then there's like softer coals and harder coals. And then there's coal oil, but I think that's different. That's extracted from coal. It is really interesting. Painting coal. I don't know what you're saying, R. Yeah, so I lived at an old railroad station. When I was young, I grew up mostly in one house with my grandmother. But before that, my mom moved in with like one of her boyfriends, and she only had one boyfriend. I don't know why I said this. With her boyfriend, and we rented an old railroad station. I say we rented, I was four. Um, But if you dug up in the garden, you would find these chunks of like hard, shiny rocks that sort of had a slight rainbow yellowy glow, rainbow red yellow glow. And like, yeah, it was crazy. I didn't know it was coal at the time. I learned later. And then for a really long time, no one knew how to burn coal in well, they knew how to burn most coal, right? In homes. But anthracite, which was very energy dense and I think was easier to mine, or they just had a lot of it, um, they didn't know how to burn that in the house, in the home. Like you needed like basically you need like a steam engine or something. It had to be super hot already, and then you switched over. Oh, hey, Juniette. Oh, yes, yes. Are that we call charcoal. Um, Although it's more specific than that. Painting coal would be a better name probably because we call other things charcoal also. But yeah, we call that charcoal or sometimes artists charcoal. Um, yeah, for sure. And that's you take a piece of wood and you burn it so fast that and with so little oxygen, I think, that it stays together and it just turns into carbon. And then you can use that to paint with or to draw with. I'm trying to draw a type of hat here. I think this worked. Sapley said they were doing a hat, um, a shark beanie. So I thought I would try to draw a shark beanie on the snowman because that's what you do. You dress snowmen in things you have around the house, right? You don't have like, this is the snowman top hat. And like, if you do, that's pretty cool. Okay. So I thought different types of coal. Oh, yeah. And so then, and so then somebody in Pennsylvania, I can't remember, but I saw his house as a museum, and this is where I learned this fact. And this is also where I learned there was more than one coal, actually. He built a device that could go in your fireplace and allowed you to burn anthracite coal. And I had been seeing this device all my life, and I had no idea what it was for because we just burn firewood now because most of the time a fire is just aesthetic, right? Or like you can use it to heat your house, but you're not buying coal to burn in your fireplace. You're buying wood, right? It's like maybe wood's cheaper. I don't know why we do wood now and we don't do coal anymore. Maybe coal is more expensive. Anyway, so basically it's this little tray and you put anthracite is like the parts that I've seen is pretty big chunks. And you put those chunks into the fireplace and then you can burn them because there's enough oxygen flow from all directions. And like he saved people a bunch of money. He changed the world with this tiny little device. Oh, like ore? You like I've been looking into opal lately. It's pretty friggin' neat. Uh, Especially there's like a town. I think what got me into it is there's like a town in Australia in like the middle of nowhere where they mine opal, and some of the most beautiful opal in the world comes from this place. And um, it's all the town itself is like made from the old mine. So like it's all underground because it's so hot. Oh yeah, a different time, Juniad. I did draw it recently, my logo. If I can see that, I'll pull it up. But today we're doing cozy stuff, winter cozy stuff. But 100% I will do that on another stream. Because that sounds fun. Like I'll do the whole name. I'm gonna do button eyes, and they're gonna be different size buttons because I think that's funny. Haha. uh, we'll do the carrot nose. I think that's fine. You know, carrots were turned orange because of like a nobleman, William of Orange. They wanted to honor him, so they bred all the carrots, which you can still get different color carrots. They're like purple and some are orange, and um, yeah, we'll do a cat. I'll throw a cat on the list. I'm not going straight down the list, uh, but I will put it on for the options for sure. I put it on already actually. And yeah, so they bred carrots. They kept farming only the orange ones until the majority of carrots were orange. They also made them sweeter and have more and bigger and stuff like that. They didn't just go for the orange ones, but they also did that. It's crazy what you can do with breeding. Because I always think about breeding like animals, right? Like the way we got all the dogs we have is we bred them. But that's also the way we got carrots. Yeah, elements. Yeah, those are pretty freaking cool. Oh, is it? Oh, William Orange the Sixth. Oh, cool. I didn't know who it was. Yeah, and then there's another story. I don't know this one as well. Not that I knew the last one very well either. But there's another story, which is still true, where they bred pigs. They weren't allowed to show, I think this is in the Netherlands, and they weren't allowed to show the Dutch flag. Somebody conquered somebody else. And then part of the conquering was you couldn't have the flag of the conquered state, right? They like absorbed them and they were like, your state no longer exists. And so you can't have a flag of your state because that's rebellion. That's you saying we wish our old state to exist again, and we can't be having that. And so instead, they bred pigs to be the same color and shape of the flag. And I think that's cool too. And those a couple of those pigs you can still find them today. They don't grow. It was like a whole bunch, but they don't grow. I should have done a simpler hat, but this is fun. I'm going to try to make this look knit a little bit. I should have done the... Okay, we'll do it the right way. Oh yeah, okay, that's perfect. William Snow of Orange. That's this guy. Can we write it in the snow? That's a little much. Hang on, let me see if I can. Nah. You guys even see that? A little bit. No, I'm not doing a good job. I'm just going to do regular writing. In order to write with that like foreshortening, that's what it's called, right? When you want to change the perspective to make it like, what I will do to do that is I will draw the lines, and then I will draw like the the perspective lines, right? So if we'll imagine that our vanishing point is somewhere around there. So then you could draw like, well, actually, our vanishing point must be higher. That's probably our actual horizon, and there'd be like trees and stuff in the background, and then that way this land can be nice and close, and then we can do something like that, and then we could write something like, if somebody had drawn a heart or something, then it would look something like this in the snow, and then that would look right from somebody standing there, and that's why it's like shaped weird to us, because we're standing all the way over here. I think about that a lot. There must have been the magic in the shark hat that's eating him. Yeah, because when we put it on his head, he became William of Orange. This is very interesting. Oh, this should probably be a button too. Hang on, hang on. Man, I lost my... Oh, here it is. Good eraser. Button, 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 button. And then we'll make it knit. But we'll make it knit just by going like this. None of them are great. I think actually just doing the little bumpies along the edges is like some of the best work making it look knit. Yeah. I love a good eraser. I genuinely had multiple people tell me I shouldn't erase, and that like quote unquote real artists don't erase. I'm like, what? It's so crazy. Okay, that looks pretty nitty. Nitty like gritty. No problem. Heck yeah, I'll draw a basking shark. Sounds fun. All right, I think this guy got good. You know what I'm saying. He doesn't smoke anymore. You don't put a corncob pipe because he vapes now. No, I'm kidding. We're not gonna. Exactly. Dip. Like, yeah. Like, it's such a crazy idea. Like, I understand wanting to be so good that like erasing becomes a rare thing or something, or even working in a medium that you can erase as practice, or even just as the like as your first medium, as and that's different, right? But if you're sketching and doing these types of illustrations, why wouldn't I erase? That would be insane. I would make a mistake, and then especially if I was doing it to sell, right? So like say I got commissioned to do a Christmas card that had a snowman on it. And then what? I make a little mistake, and then I'm like, ah, gosh. And I throw it away, and I have to draw the whole thing again. It just feels crazy. Yeah, let's do a Christmas tree next. I think we can. Let's do a tiny bit of shading, and then we'll call this guy. Ooh, should we put a shadow? I guess I did. Where would? Yeah, okay. A little bit of shadow, a little bit of Jessica. Okie dokie. Oh, should we do? Yeah, I wanted to do just a little bit of orange. Christmas tree next. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. I don't even care what you guys say. I'm doing a Christmas tree next. Meh, meh. Let's make the buttons a color also. Different colors because they're different. They're different buttons. They're from different sets. Every winter, I would lose parts of my clothes, man. Like buttons, especially. And, like, I don't know. It would just. I knew, like, you could, in theory, put new buttons on, but it never happened. I mean, now it does, because I'm an adult and I can put my own new buttons on. You're right. You're right. That is true, Dip. Okay. For some reason now I have Johnny Appleseed. So Johnny Appleseed, real guy. He was a little bit weird. Owned a ton of property, but never stayed in one place long enough to actually use it. And instead would travel all over the country setting up apple orchards that he then would own and then give to people for he in theory he would sell it to them, but if they stayed on the land and got it to like a certain amount of time, like got it to actually produce apples, then he just gave it to them. So like the reason he's so well, poor Rojam. The reason he's so popular and people hear so much about him is because I will put a dog with a Christmas hat on the list. Lou, the Tad C fan. The list is not a straightforward list today. Very often I just go from the top to the bottom, but today we are just going around and doing different ones that are cozy. So, dog with a Christmas hat, pretty cozy. Uh, we're going to do a Christmas tree now. We just did a snowman. Whoop. And we did a turkey. So we just did a snowman. I guess most of you guys saw that one. And then right before that, we did a little turkey. And right before that, we did a Pantone and a hot chocolate. All right. And now we're going to do a Christmas tree. Christmas hat. Oh, thank you so much, R. Yeah, I like the turkey a lot too. In my other art, I mainly draw animals, so I think I have an advantage drawing animals. Hello, William. William Rhett. Okay, let me just try to get the middle here. One side, the other. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Gobble gobble. Yeah, That's the sound they make. Man, turkeys are crazy. I had like a little slip sheet so I didn't mark everything with my dang silver hand. Ah, here it is. I know it doesn't really matter for these sketches, but in case like it turns out really good and I want to use it for something, then it'll take a lot of work. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out like what kind of Christmas tree? What kind of Christmas tree are we drawing here? You know, I lived in Indiana, Pennsylvania, which is called the Christmas tree capital of the world because they had so many dang Christmas tree farms. And that's the last time I had a real Christmas tree in my house. Because, like, what? I was going to live in the Christmas tree capital of the world and not have a Christmas tree in my house? I mean, I did for many years, but for at least 1 year, I had a Christmas tree. Oh, I will. I will. I will search up frogfish. I'm trying to remember how Christmas trees. I think they're there we go. I think they're not stem. What do you call a giant stem? A nerd. No, a trunk, a trunk, a trunk. Like an elephant. I will certainly forget that. So I guess you're supposed to keep your Christmas tree like watered. I did not know that. This part doesn't matter because like it usually just gets covered with a big blanket, right? And then the presents and stuff go here. So like I'm doing a lot of detail on stuff that I almost certainly will cover up with like presents and junk, so I should move on. Okay, so I'm trying to think how best to represent the little branches and stuff without having to go through and draw a crap ton of branches. So, right, that's why I'm kind of just doing the ends of branches right here so that I can have some idea of what's going on before I get super into it. I think like something like this, I think is good. And then the top is one big branch, but we'll put a star or something up there so I don't have to worry about that either. It has these two. Yes, that is exactly right. You just take a little fan brush. I don't. And put a little fellow right here. There we go, happy little fellow. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. There's no mistakes, just happy accidents. And then you beat the devil out of it. That's my impersonation of Bob Ross. Just kidding. I'm always doing an impersonation of Bob Ross. Okay. Yeah, something like this. I'm really I have no direction. I'm playing it entirely by ear. I think let's put some yeah. Let's put some ornaments in, right? We'll do an ornament here. Should we do, let's do mostly, no, now that's a question. Classic ornaments, we'll do some classic ornaments. I think we'll do like a real Christmas tree, not a store Christmas tree, right? So we'll do like weird ornaments and nobody knows where they're from. We'll do some candy canes. let's do some more candy canes. Candy canes are nice. Nice and easy. Man, my mom. Hey, Mixed Max, welcome back. Don't be sorry. You're good. You're good. You missed my Bob Ross impersonation, but besides that, you're great. And maybe that's also a blessing in disguise. So, yeah, so my mom, and I'm sure other people's moms are like this too, really wanted the Christmas tree. So I think traditionally in my family, my mother's mother and her mother and maybe her mother's mother, I don't know. They set up the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve and they took it down on there's a feast day. It's January 6th. It's called Little Christmas. It's the day the wise men showed up. And so that was always what my mom wanted to do. Oh yeah, dip. Yeah, you should get some good sleep. And but because of that, that means like we would go to bed and then she would set up the Christmas tree because that's what she wanted to do. But then she was always mad that she had to do it by herself. And we were like, well, just don't do it in the middle of the night or just don't do it at all. We don't really care about a Christmas tree. But she cared a lot about having the Christmas tree and she wanted to do it when she wanted to do it. And we were like, okay, we don't know how to help you again after this, right? And so that's my Christmas story. Night frog, yeah, yeah. It's a Christmas tree, yeah, yeah. It wasn't meant to be a challenge to figure out. So I'm a little worried about that. No, I'm taking my time trying to figure out how to make it. I think I'm doing all right. I'm just not sure. Um, like I don't really want to do what I'm doing now for every little part of it, but it does seem like that's what's gonna happen. Um, that I'm just basically drawing little branch by little branch. And that's all right. Should we do should we do not dandelions? Gosh, I got long COVID, right? And when I had COVID, my brain stopped being able to know what words are. And like, I wasn't very good at knowing words before. I was good at knowing words. I wasn't always good about pulling these words out of my mouth when I needed them. Like, I was just trying to say candy cane. And I knew it was a compound word. And then my brain went, oh, dandelion, obviously. Yes, we're going to do a star on top, I think. Should we do an angel? Yeah, guess the drawing one day. That's pretty good. Let's do a little angel. We mostly had an angel when I was younger, and she lit up. And she had her arms went out like this, and she was like 1,000 years old because angels are really old. No, that's not why. Because she was bought from like the Sears catalog in 1950. Oh, wait. I don't remember what her halo was, but my preferred halo is actually like a saint's halo, which maybe is very Catholic, but it looks it's like this. And then it doesn't usually have the spikes. I'm putting that for my own self. I think the spikes are reserved for Jesus, but I don't know the rules of Renaissance paintings of saints. Well, I knew some of them. I don't know all the rules for Renaissance paintings of saints. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, for sure. We will do like little Team Star betrayed. Oh, train on the bottom. We had a train on the bottom for many years, and then my grandmother, because my grandmother lived with me until I was like 8 or 9. Well, we lived with her until I was like 7 or 8, and she had a little Christmas village that went under the tree. And then as she lived by herself, it got bigger and bigger and bigger and took up like almost the whole living room. It's pretty freaking neat. But yeah, I think we'll do when we do the Christmas lights, we'll do probably, I'm going to do it on the side. We'll do probably some sort of like twinkle. This is something that I drew a lot as a kid. I would draw the stars, and in when I was drawing the stars, I would draw twinkling because I really wanted to represent the twinkle of stars. And so I'd do little dots and I would do little twinkles, and that would be my. And oh my gosh, I forgot all about this. And I would draw moons, and the moons would have craters, and I would just draw like lines like this along the outside of the crater. And that would be a crater for me. Now I would draw a crater like this, where it's like I actually messed it up. No, yeah, it would be like this. There's a little shadow here and a little shadow in here. And yeah, you still have that kind of like, yeah, that's not a good job either. Yeah, the little Christmas town is so beautiful. Aw, yeah, she had a train. Actually, I got a train for Christmas and we set it up like when I was a little kid, and we set it up. Gosh, maybe they did know I was autistic. I was neurodivergent. And it went around the tree for a couple of years, and it was part of my Nana's Christmas village, and that was really cool. And then when she moved out, I she took the train, which was great because we weren't setting it up. And it you could put this liquid in, and it would smoke as it went around the thing. And she had like a mirror that she got, and somebody had sold. This is like before Etsy, so I'm not even sure where she's getting all this stuff. But somebody sold these little. I had chicken last night. What? Yeah, of course, of course. And so she had this mirror, and she just like laid batting over the side of it that looked like snow. And then somebody had sold a little like device that looked like this and had little magnets along like tracks, basically just like this. And there was a battery on underneath it or whatever. Oh, you guys can't see this. And there was a battery pack or whatever just to the side of it, and you turned it on, and these went around the track. And I don't know where she got it. And then she had these two figures that were figure skaters, and she put metal in the bottom of their like thing, and then they friggin' skated around the mirror. That was neat. She had all sorts of stuff. I think I played with them too. I think that's the other thing my grandma did was she would hide a pickle on the tree, and then whoever found the pickle could get an extra prize or something, like an extra present. It was like just some goofy $20 fun thing. It was like always, it had to be like all ages appropriate because any of the cousins could get it. It was pretty cool. Oh yeah, trains with the remote that could change speed. Heck yeah. Yeah, she would just hide a little pickle ornament. I actually think I did a short about it last Christmas, one of my first drawing shorts. One of my first like 10 or something. And it would just be like hidden in, and it's like green, and the tree is green, so it's hard to find. It's fun. And like no one could go into the living room where the tree was until we all went in and started circling the tree looking. So everyone, we had to wait for everybody to get there before you saw the tree, which is probably the reason she did it. Because then everyone's like, oh my God, it looks so great. Oh my God. And yeah, and they were like, it did look so great. I got chicken satay last night from a Korean soul food fusion place. It was okay. It was made with thigh meat and I think some leg meat, which is not my favorite. And most of the time, or maybe every time I've ever had satay before, it's been breast meat, which I do like and is my favorite. So that's all. That's my review of that place. Oh, cool, Kara. That's great. Or Kara. Probably Kara, right? We had two. Listen, I also found mine every year. I didn't want to say that, but 100%. I found it every year. Maybe one time, maybe once I didn't find it, but there was definitely years where I was like, I'm not going to try. I'm going to let other people find it. And then, like, I just found it anyway. Um, yeah, I have no idea. I was just thinking about that. Like, am I more perceptive than other people? Do I have better looking skills? Kara. Okay, I think that's what I said first. We had two girls in our school, in my class. One was a twin, and that was Kara. And one had the whitest hair I have ever seen, and that was Kara. She was not albino. Well, better looking. I didn't even mean to do that. That's not a question. I wouldn't, like, I'm better looking than all my cousins. Not everybody thinks so, but that's all right. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I guess in these middle ones, we're just going to also do little branches. I don't think. I think this looks pretty good, so I'm not really, I know it's going to take a little while, but I don't think it's a bad system. Whoops. Sometimes I start holding my breath. And I don't really know why. I don't think it's. I'm doing it right now. So my birthday is like 19 days before Christmas. And I have three sisters who also have birthdays after my birthday and before Christmas. So we would all get Christmas/birthday presents. Unfun. Don't do that to your kids. Make a big deal of their birthday, especially if they have siblings. Don't like. It feels bad. Like sometimes it was fine. I'm not saying it felt bad every time, but I think the combined feeling of it every year was a little sad. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll do a little dolphin ornament. That's cool, Kara. No, we did the same pickle ornament every year. It was like this big. Um, and it was like a shiny glass pickle, like a gherkin. Yeah, let's do a dolphin ornament like here, like front and center. Somebody thought this dolphin ornament was cool. I watched Flipper as a kid. It was like on the when I went to my nana's house after she moved out. She would have Flipper. She had like the basic cable or whatever. Maybe they didn't tell me about Nickelodeon. I do not remember her having Nickelodeon, but um, and definitely we didn't have Cartoon Network. I remember when I first learned Cartoon Network was a thing. I was like a girl was babysitting the kids across the street, and the family knew me. I was like 12 or whatever, and they knew me, and they were like, "Could you just like, you know, go over and check on this girl? She's not familiar with everything, just in case she needs anything." This is before like cell phones and stuff like that. And I was like, okay. And I went over and they had Cartoon Network, and I was like, oh my God, this is great. Oh my gosh, Kara, that's crazy. Yeah, that would be super hard to find. That's fun. That's neat. All right. Looking good, looking fine. Got a Christmas tree of mine. I do not know what this ornament is. Like, somebody had it, and now that's the ornament. Nobody knows like what it is anymore. Or it's like this is macaroni, and like it was never anything. It was just a macaroni glue something. What was my favorite show? So before we had cable and I only got broadcast and like only sometimes, I really, really remember like wanting Sonic to come on, the Sonic to come in through the antenna. I thought that would like Sonic, he ate the chili cheese dogs. I liked the game Sonic we had at Sega. But then after we got cable, man, I really wanted to watch Spider-Man. I like rushed home to watch Spider-Man. Oh, that's so nice, Mixed Max. Okay, I'm gonna sharpen this and just do some of the candy canes a little red. But then on Nickelodeon, I mostly liked Nick at Night and Snick because I think by the time I got Nickelodeon, I was just a little older. And so I would stay up and watch Nick at Night. And I liked I Dream of Jeannie. That was probably my favorite one. I thought that was better than I Love Lucy. Although as an adult, I Love Lucy is amazing, but I had to go back and watch it as an adult. There's a lot of and like having learned about the 50s and the actual timing of it. And Lucille Ball herself also, if you know about her. And anyway, uh I'm holding my breath again. And Bewitched, I really like Bewitched on Nick at Night, right? There was other stuff on there too that like was fine, but I didn't really like Green Acres, I Love Lucy. Those are the two I can remember. I don't know what else. And then, oh yeah, on Nickelodeon, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I loved Are You Afraid of the Dark. I every Saturday night. I bet you there was other stuff too that I'm just not remembering. But I remember really loving Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which makes sense. I was also a huge fan of like Hitchcock and Twilight Zone and stuff, and they were like kind of the kids' version of that. And I watched Hey Dude. I was singing the theme song to Hey Dude the other day. It's a little wild and a little strange. Uh, and I thought that was good. I'm trying to think. What was on Nickelodeon? Yeah, that's what I can remember. All right, let's get some. This will have to be one because that's what's being held up, and this will have to be one. So I really probably should have left these points blank because the yeah, I definitely grew up on the TV shows my parents watched when I was younger, and Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers. Those were the most. But I think we got them on VHS or maybe I don't know. I remember not having TV and having to get the broadcast, like the antenna. And I remember when we finally got cable and we had Nickelodeon. But I think it changed also when my grandma moved out and then we lost cable. So I don't really remember. But we definitely got like we rented VHS from the video store and it would be like Strawberry Shortcake, Care Bears, Smurfs, that kind of thing. Thundercats. I watch Thundercats a lot. Rainbow Bright, She-Ra, you know, classic. I don't know. Yeah, the antenna stand. It was so crazy that you could go like hold the antenna and just the point of you, a human holding it would like make things come in better. I'm like happy. That's the one thing I'm happy about. They switched to the digital, the HD broadcast is like that never happens anymore. Like, ooh, gargoyles. Yeah, that was good too. I had like the whole cast of Star Trek in it. It had at least Riker and Diana Troy. Um, yeah, Gargoyles was fun. I tried to rewatch Gargoyles. I just was not. It wasn't bad. I fell off basically right away. I was like, oh, Gargoyles, and then I just stopped watching it. Hey, dude. There was another live action show that Nickelodeon did that was not Hey Dude. Oh, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Never mind. You know what else? You know what show I loved on Nickelodeon that I totally forgot and I think about all the time? You Can't Do That on TV. Man, I love that show. Oh, Salute Your Shorts. Yes, I like that too. Yeah, Gargoyles was fun. It was very like for a kids show, it was adult and like had a little darkness to it that was like Shakespearean in some ways. And I think that like it felt like it took me as a serious kid seriously, and I needed that because so much of kids shows is like Hey, you're an idiot. We're an idiot. We don't care. You don't care. No one cares. Let's have fun. Let's do this. Let's do that. And like, as a kid, I found that exhausting. As an adult, I like it a little bit better. But as a kid, I found it exhausting. And any show that did that, I went, that's a show for babies. And I didn't watch it because I don't know. That's what I was like. There's a show. Okay, there was a show, and I don't remember what the show is. What would you do? Double Dare, what would you do? I watched that. Family Double Dare, yeah. So there was a show, and basically a human person would stick their head in to a hole. This would be the human person's head. See? So this would be the human person, and that's it. That's the only part of the human person you would see. And they would have like, there'd be like a, I don't know, like a baby something here. And then here there would be a baby body, like in diapers and maybe sitting in a high chair or whatever. But basically here there would be a baby body, and then there'd be arms, and the arms would be controlled from behind this board or whatever, this wall, with just sticks that the human person here, would have to try to move around. No, Shaolin Showdown. No, I never watched that. And then they would do like games and stuff. I don't think it's, you can't do that on TV, but I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was Family Double Dare. Yeah, so they would do that. And that was a weird show. And it was the only part of this weird show I liked. That in my memory. I don't know, maybe I liked other stuff. Oh man, all that. All that so good. Oh. This is all that. Yeah, that's a good show. Vital information for your everyday life. Turned out it wasn't that vital. Now I have all that stuck in my head. Sit your booty in the floor in a chair, hover in the air, just don't go nowhere. Wienerville. Okay. Yeah, it could be. Hey, Neil Lilly. Yeah, it could be Wienerville. That sounds right. It didn't ring any bells the first time you said it, but the second time you said it, it rang a bell. Maybe this is what this macaroni ornament is supposed to be, a bell. Uh-oh. Okay. Sometimes I use up all my pencil lead. Yep. And then it's like this little last bit I can't use because it doesn't stay attached to the clutch on the inside here. So then it's like spinning around all willy-nilly. And I like to be able to twist my lead in order to make sure I get like a sharp point when I want, or vice versa. Not want a sharp point when I get it. No, that's not right. You know what I'm saying. Have a flat spot. Okay. I think this came out pretty good. I think if I was to do this again, I would do this part that I'm doing right now just in a green. I would just sharpen this green pencil and do it like that. Next year. Today we're doing cozy stuff. I don't know if there's new people here or not. So we're doing a Christmas tree we're gonna do a little color on this. And then we did a snowman William Snow of Orange. He's got a shark hat for a head. No, He has a snow head. He's wearing a shark hat, a knit shark beanie. Okay. And then we also did a turkey. Bam. Man, I just blew my list. We also did a turkey. This guy's pretty cool. He's not like other turkeys. What? There was an anti-smoking or an anti-drug commercial when I was a kid. I think it was it. Who knows? Who knows? They were crazy. I'm sure they're still crazy because it's so dumb. It's always, always, always like, "Hello there, fellow kids," and the one the one is like this guy trying to give a kid, like, I don't know, right? Like they try to give him all sorts of stuff, like crack cocaine or something. And then the kid's like, "Oh, no, thank you. It's the middle of the school day. I don't give in to peer pressure and take crack cocaine from strangers." And then the other guy's like, "What are you, a chicken?" And he's like, "If I'm a chicken, you're a turkey." And then he slams his locker and walks away. And they're like, "Just say no to drugs." It's like, okay, it's so weird. Yeah, I did Dare. I was in the Dare program. It's now just all coming out. At least I'm now seeing it. That Dare was like a MLM for cops, and like they got kickbacks and stuff. And basically, it was a way to funnel community funds to police officers off duty, like the police officers' personal money, because it wasn't officially run by the police station. And so it's so crazy. I was just looking into it. I mean, I wasn't looking into it. I just saw a YouTube video talking about it. And I was like, like an expose. And I was like, holy crap, that makes too much sense. Too much. You know, I'm not surprised, really. And I wouldn't be surprised either if some of those people who were doing it did did have altruistic reasons and were terrified of drugs, because there was a lot of propaganda. People were really scared of drugs. But the amount of kids, they said it increased drug use because the amount of kids who learned about drugs from Dare was a lot. And any exposure can be bad because it makes you comfortable with it. And so a lot of kids were like, "Well, yeah, I never would have done drugs, except I like Dare told me that it was going to be okay." And it's like, oh my God. And then it was like so nerdy and dorky in most things that it made drugs look cool by comparison, because you'd be like, man, if these nerds don't want me to do it. Yeah, it was a weird. I'm happy they did away with it. I think it wasn't although I heard that there's still a little tiny somewhere they still do Dare. I can't remember where it was. Um, I don't think it was a country. I think it was like a county in Missouri or something. Uh, Missouri still has corporal punishment in some school districts. It's school district by school district. It's not illegal in the state. So you can still paddle a child in Missouri, in some school districts. And then they try to make it seem like basically nobody does that. It's just a like vestigial law. But my cousin went to school in Missouri and he's like, oh yeah, it's really common. Seems crazy to me. Like, excuse you. The only person who's supposed to beat me is my mom. All right, I don't think this is too bad. Let's do some. Hmm. I'm trying to think what color. I guess I'll do a little purple for some of these ornaments. I want to make sure I get like the shine, the reflectiness. Yeah, that's good. And then, oop, I got another candy cane. Another candy cane. Let's do the angel. Angel in red. Oh yeah, we can do some more red for sure. I think red, yeah, that's real Christmassy. And then the purple is just like a way to make it seem like, ooh, what is that called? Iridescent? Pearlescent? Something like that. I don't know. All right, that's the macaroni one and the angel. Oh my gosh, you know what I forgot? The ding dang dong, the Christmas lights. Totally spaced. I guess we'll do peach hair. All right. Yeah, I was trying to think. Yeah, the red definitely makes it pop more. I didn't. I don't have a white pencil. I don't think it would matter too much, except sometimes you can pow, 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 throw down the white and it'll protect the, if you add other colors on top by accident, you can then come back and get rid of them and just have the white like ready to go. And that's nice. It's Saturday night, so crazy. Yeah, we did a Charlie Brown. What did we do Charlie Brown for recently? Oh, Ghost Halloween Charlie Brown. That's totally right. Charlie Brown had that episode where they had the there was a black character and they had him over for Thanksgiving and he sat at the table and people flipped out. And that was in like the 60s. And when I learned that I was a kid, I was like, man, some people were really weird. But no, it was like lots of people freaked out. And I've gone back and learned about it as an adult. And it is crazy. Like, it is crazy. I'm gonna add like a ornament over here that we barely see, and one over here, same dealio. Like, you can kind of see it through the tree or whatever. I like that. I wish we could get this popcorn to be super white. The Charlie Brown tree next to it, yeah, will for sure. And then okay, so I feel like if we're gonna do these Christmas lights, I kind of want to do them like and think about like this one's on the inside, and then like this one's kind of out here, and then this one's in there, and then this one's here, and then this one's there, and then we're going behind the tree, so we don't really see that. And then this one we can kind of see on the other side of the tree, and then there's one here, and here, and here. They're not really circles in real life, but I'm making them circles here so that I can see them better. They'll stick out against the like regularness, the oblongness of the, well, yeah, and then we'll either change them or we won't. Maybe some of them are circles in real life now. I don't know. Those ones are behind. We'll make this one in front, this one, this one, this one. I haven't had Christmas tree lights in a really long time. We had Christmas lights for the room, but I think they tried to start a fire, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't remember exactly the Charlie Brown tree, but we will do one. That is cozy AF. Oh, I'm doing it off screen. Oh my gosh. Silly me, silly me. Whoops. I forgot that I was here with you guys. I thought for a second I was by myself doing a Charlie Brown tree. Here we go, Charlie Brown tree. Let's do. I should have done this one in green. I just said next year I would do it. I don't trust myself. I didn't even do it next tree. This is like a couple of minutes later. At, I don't know how my hair tie just got around my hand like that. Oh man. You ever like sometimes you sharpen a pencil and it's just broken in the right way so that it's really hard to get it to catch to actually make the tip sharp. That's that's this one. Okay, there we go. Now I got it nice and sharp. Ping 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 ping. Yeah, and it's like oh no, the tip of the pencil breaks. Ah, it did. You've cursed me. No, it's fine. It didn't break that much. Yeah, no, it's fine. It worked out. It worked out. I think we'll do red again for this. Let's throw some yellow down as the reflecting and see if that'll actually look good. Keep it kept. I want to like try to make it. I feel like you can never really get rid of the pencil lines on these. The like this particular paper probably it's probably not the pencil so much as on this particular paper and these pencils like you're always going to see like kind of like brush marks except pencil marks. I'll just do one here too, I think. Same dealio. Okay, come on. Yeah, Christmas. What a weird time. We would go to midnight mass for a while. And that was weird because then, as per before, my mom would really want the tree to be set up when she got home. Like, so then we do midnight mass, which would end at like 1 in the morning or something, and then we'd get home at like 1:30, and then the tree would still be down. The first time we ever saw anything Christmassy really was like midnight mass, and then she'd have to stay up and do the tree because this is what she wanted. Like, I don't know. I don't know. This is a weird. It wasn't. It didn't seem right. Hang on, I got pencil shavings all over my desk. I forgot to do it into the little garbage. I have a little garbage. I got a little garbage. It's right here, right by me. And it's so, I'm touching it right now. It's so nice. It's right in the right place. I never remember it's there when I could use it, you know? It's crazy work. I don't know what my brain is doing. No, 15, no. It's not. It's about these balls ornaments. Aw, that's all right. They have medicine for that now, and it'll be okay. Yeah, mixed ma I was gonna make this joke, mixed Max. I was gonna explain not this joke. I was gonna explain to him that it's the dragon style. But, you know, I should be the adult. I should be the adult in the room, at least sometimes. I don't know why. I was definitely not going to add green to this. But I think it kind of looks nice, even just like this. Like, I don't know, there's something about it. I might use this for my Christmas card. I try to make a Christmas card every year. Uh, this might be this year's. Yeah, looks better with the green highlights. I totally agree. Oh, sorry, somebody was being foolish in chat and talking about their medical problems. When really, this is an inappropriate place. All right, so we do have these little lights. I don't know if we'll really be able to make them sparkle. Ooh, I'm doing them all red. That's not how lights work. Get it together. So there's a guy on YouTube, and it's me, no, Technology Connections. And he has spent a lot of time and effort to try and not only trying to get, but also showing how modern Christmas lights don't have the same glow and the same warmth and the same spectrum of light that the old ones do. And for him, definitely not puppy on a tree. Yeah. And for him, he feels really sad. And I get this. It doesn't bother me as much, but I totally understand where he's coming from. That these lights are so different now, like than when he was young, and when so that they don't have the same nostalgia effect because they don't look like Christmas lights in his mind. Oh, we'll have to do anti-Philly. I told Spicy Booger Man. He missed it twice. He missed a request stream. He missed it on 2 request lives. And I told him if he stopped by, we would do it. And there was time, and there's time. So we're gonna do it. I don't even know what this is. Aunt Lily. I'm not or Aunt Philly. Aunt Lily, cheesy peasy. I'm not familiar. So I'm going to look that up and look up a reference real quick, and then we will draw that out. This we did today. We did a Christmas tree, and we'll probably still get some more cozy um, stuff in afterwards. So we did the Christmas tree. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop doing the Christmas tree. We have Christmas tree. We have a shark hat that has a snowman underneath it, and we have a turkey. Gabble gabble. Man, the first time I ever saw that. No, don't worry about it, Booger Man. Gosh, when the boogers are spicy, that sucks. When you're inhaling pepper spray, mace, the seasoning, auntie Philly. Oh, it's a person. Okay, cool. Heck yeah. We will do a cartoon version of Auntie Philly. I think we can do this. I always think of Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince. That's my Uncle Phil. Okay. We'll put this aside. We will take out the erasable pencil and we will see what we see. Where's my water? Where's my water? Hang on. I'm going to find my water. Give me 1 second. That's this turkey will watch you guys while I'm. Oh, I don't remember that episode. I probably blocked it out of my mind. Okay. Found my water. And so I have trouble playing video games. I really want to, but I work instead. I don't think I'm a workaholic, but I think my wife does. Yeah, that's great, Mixed Max. Cracked, cracked corn. Yeah. Hey, the cheat. Che et Q. Okay, I want to nail this. She has like a very specific look. So I think we can do this. Okay, so we're going to start, as I start almost every single head ever, with a circle. And this is going to include the hair, which is unusual. Usually I would not include the hair, but she has big hair and it is very circular. So I think that's a good start there. Then we'll have that as a marker. That's where she has a bandana tied to keep her hair back. And then face. I think we can get face. Okay, this is the basic shape. It's no longer the center. I am doing Auntie Philly, a request. Today we were mostly doing cozy things. We did a turkey. We did, I know a lot of people have seen these already. We did a snowman and we did a little Christmas tree. And we also did a little Christmas tree. This one's probably my favorite thing I drew all day. Um, but somebody who had come in and request during request streams, just as when we requests had ended, like twice in a row, had been asking for me to do Miss Philly, or sorry, I keep saying Miss Philly, Auntie Philly. And so I promised them if they came in, I would do Auntie Philly. And they came in. So now we're doing Auntie Philly. Okay, so that would be the normal face circle. Okay, so then that's where the nose is. This is where the mouth is. So I do something in between the Loomis method and my own method. Yeah, we'll do a little Christmas hat just off to the side. A tiny one, like a fascinator. Actually, that's pretty good. We'll come back to that. Okay, she wears glasses. So then the Loomis method would put the eyes straight in the middle of the circle. I prefer to do the eyebrows straight in the middle and the eyes underneath. Um, Auntie Philly wears glasses, so we will put those there. So usually if I'm doing somebody's face and it's like for work, oh, hello, Max. I think you shouldn't tell us your last name. Welcome. First, let me welcome you. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for subbing. Really cool. We try not to do too much personal information because you never know. You never know who's around, and we don't want anyone to get in trouble. Ooh, that's a good idea, Mixed Max. I was trying to think of another way, another stream. Somebody was asking me on chat on the Discord about doing something, and I was like, I should gather a bunch of these and then do a stream where I just draw all of the like them all at once. Oh, you know what it was? Is I was thinking I wasn't thinking about the Discord. I was thinking I could do it for the other one. A Patreon, like a Patreon. Like people have been asking about Patreon. I don't have one yet. Because I'm not sure what I would do with it, but I was thinking one thing I could do with it is like I could draw people's OCs because I know a lot of people want to see their OCs drawn. Like, so that could be really cool. Oh yeah, that spicy booger, some sort of D&D. That sounds pretty freaking. I like. You guys are convincing me. And this is something I used to do. Um, we used to play this drawing game in school, me and a couple of friends. And one of the things we would do is, hang on, I messed up this upper lip, is you tell a story as you keep adding to the drawing, right? So you would draw something. I remember one time I had drawn like, I don't know, like a rock or a rope or something like that. And then the person I was playing with was like, well, actually, it's a bomb and did this, right? And they're like, and it's already on fire. And that was, for me, the start of the drawing game. I was not very good at drawing at all, although I was probably better than this. Yeah, it's a boulder the size of a smaller boulder. Yeah, I think that could be really fun, Mixmax. I think this is a good idea. We'll have to we'll have to try it. I think that's the only way to go is just to give it a try. Okay. So for people, I really want to be careful to make sure it actually looks like the person. I think that's the most important part, right? Uh, and I try to flatter. I'm not trying to make anybody like, I don't change how people look. I don't, but you also want to make sure they look good. Yeah, we'd have to figure out like maybe a way to do turns or um, maybe like dice rolls somehow to like figure out who. Okay, I was just looking for a better picture of Auntie Philly. All the ones I'm looking at are uh, very low res, so it's hard to see if I'm getting her right, and I want to. Okay. Ooh. Who is currently a moderator? Ooh. No, it's Oddfud. All right, I think I got to get the eyes in here, but I think it's looking pretty good. If I was on the computer, or like if I took this onto the computer later, I would definitely do some copy pasting transformations to make sure I'm getting this even from left to right. It's something I'm not great at. Yeah, I didn't either. But here we are, learning something new every day. Auntie Philly could have taught us this. In fact, she did vicariously through what I'm drawing a blank. What? Spicy booger. No. Who requested? Am I crazy? Spicy booger, you requested, right? Who who's Auntie Philly to you then? Who am I drawing? Okay. Ah! Oh, hi, Brianna. You scared me. Okay, I think we got to do these eyelashes a bit more. She's very eyelashy, and I don't want to take that away from her. It's not Okay, and then okay, we gotta get that sparkle in the eye. Can't be leaving out the sparkle. That sparkle is so important to make people look like people. Like I used to not add the sparkle because I was like, I'm not working on trying to get light right now. Which fine. I'm not complaining about old me. Well, I am complaining about old me. I don't think old me had a bad reason for not wanting to do the sparkle. But oh man, the difference between sparkle and no sparkle is so big, and the sparkle's so easy. And then there's another place to add a sparkle, the waterline, but I don't. I'm not confident in doing that, and I don't think about it a lot. Okay, we got to get these glasses, and then we're going to switch to color because I think we're more or less on it. Auntie Philly, are you cozy? You fitting into the cozy stream? She can't answer. She's a drawing. Checks out. It would be freaky if she answered. She if she's summoned to the stream because she hears that we're talking about her. That would be cool actually. I'm not gonna lie. I would be both freaked out and I would think it was cool. Earrings. Earrings will also get that shine. Thank you so much, Mix Max. Thanks for coming. CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and registration color, which is black. I have done some storyboarding of like comics and stuff, but I've not gone full comic drawing. When I was trying to do the comic drawings, it was like earlier in my illustration journey before I was like I would consider myself a real illustrator, and I was mostly doing it as a way to like make practice engaging for myself, and I did like it. Hey Inferno Dragon. No, we're doing Spicy Boogerman has been requesting Aunt Auntie Philly for a while, and I said if he came in and requested it another day, I would put it at the top of the list. And even though we're doing a cozy one, I thought I would just I did promise that we would get it. So that's what we're doing. Auntie Philly. Whoa, look how messed up. Look how off this earring is like so low. It's not even that low, but it feels so low. Wait, is this whole thing crooked? Okay, I think we're gonna have to if it's if her face is crooked, that's my fault. Her face doesn't actually look crooked, I think. So if it looks crooked to you, that's a me problem, not a her problem. Gosh, I'm still it feels like everything is crooked. You know what? I was looking at it like from the left, like from a really weird angle, and I think I just like the foreshortening, I think I made it sometimes this is why architects' desks like lean up like that is so you're not accidentally foreshortening or unforeshortening, like working against like real life perspective. I don't think she's a grandma. I think she's an auntie. Okay, we're gonna move some of this around. to make it more even. Oh, it's really snowy out. I don't know if you guys can hear that. All right, I think this is Auntie Philly. Let's do her glasses in red. I think that's an important part. What? And Auntie Philly came into the chat. Welcome, welcome. I'm not sure if this is the same Auntie Philly. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was your nephew who requested, but somebody has been requesting I draw you, Auntie Philly. I'm Christopher, by the way, Chris. And I promised if they stopped by, I would. If they were around. I don't know if you know, I just said it would be crazy if you stopped by the chat, and then to see you stop by the chat is kind of blowing my mind. I hope I did you justice. We were going to put a Santa hat. Where's my, here we go. Thanks for coming in. Have a great day. Yeah, spicy broke. Okay, that I can stop YouTube now. That's probably one of the coolest things that's ever going to happen. I think probably unlikely I'm ever drawing somebody else and they come into the chat. Really, dang, so that's cool. I'm not going to stop thinking. This has made my night. I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about this. Whoops, I got lipstick on her teeth. Gotta get that. What do you guys think? I checked the link. I linked through. I'm having a spicy moment over here. I'm really struggling. What am I trying to say? This doesn't sharpen a pencil, by the way. I clicked through to make sure it was the same Auntie Philly, and it definitely is. This is friggin' neat. I wonder if my... Yeah, we've peaked, guys. Let's close up shop. That's it. We've done it. We've hit peak CMonsterYK. No, I hope not. I hope this goes and goes and goes. I really enjoy doing this. I Not only do I enjoy drawing all the time, which, listen, I'll draw nonstop. I stopped streaming and I still draw. So, but also it's great to do the streams and stuff. I was just doing shorts and stuff for a while, and I think I need to get back to doing shorts. I don't have very many shorts, and I have a huge list of shorts that I want to do. Um, ooh, but my brain has just stopped working. Oh yeah, but it's really fun. If this could actually be, uh, like, I'll do it for as long as I can, right? So that's the idea, and hopefully I'll keep getting better and better at drawing, but and I'll be able to do more and more. So like I'm already way faster than I used to be, and I think I'm faster even just because I've been doing the streams. Like I think I'm faster on the stream drawing now than I was when I first started doing the streams regularly. Gosh, I can't believe I don't even know. You got it, boogers. Don't do anything boogers wouldn't do. All right. I should probably go in and do the hair all a solid color instead of just this, but I think this is fine. For now, we can always go back and do more. Let me erase this. Pearl earring kind of thing. Okay. Okay. And then I say let's do, I'm bad at skin tones, but I think we got it right here. Oh, I missed inside the eyes. Whoops. Oh, you know what? I was saying her eyelash game was on point. I want to make sure we get that really black. Okay. We might have to add a little red to balance out the skin tones, but we'll see. Because I think this brown is too flat by itself. That's why I added the yellow underneath. Oop. It dropped a lot of color right there. That's all right. We can even it out. That's what erasers are for. These guys erase pretty good, which is a little surprising for a colored pencil, but it's nice. It's not a bad surprise. Okay. Oop, I forgot inside the glasses again. Okay, and we'll go back with some shading with a darker hand for shading, like we'll add some extra pigment to add shadows and shape the face. Yeah, 100%. I need to add some red. That's what I was thinking. This is my options for red. Basically this or pink or orange. So reddish yellow would be, it might be a little orange. I think it's, we did yellow and I think that helped a lot. I'm gonna do red, I think, but just lightly. Um, After I get some shade, let me make sure. After I get a little bit more of the shading, I want to make sure those cheekbones pop. Okay. Yeah, let's see if I can get I'm just gonna make a flat spot on the red so I can lay down an evener tone and just go real light. Because I think this red will be too red if I, but yeah, red, green, yellow, um, these are all, and brown are all like human skin tone colors, and it's so freaking hard to get it right. Sometimes I do colorization, where I take old black and white photos and I colorize them. And dang, is that to get the skin tones right can be so freaking hard. And then forget about it if it's a black person because the film was just not set up to be able to photograph um, people with darker skin tones. It was uh, optimized for white skin tones, and it was terrible. It really was terrible. If you look at historic photos, you can see it's like miserable. And then I think it was Kodak who developed lol, who came out with a film and they were like, check out the skin tones. And it was just like it could actually photograph people of all colors. And that was like the first time. Yeah, I normally wouldn't color this with pencil. Like, well, also, I probably wouldn't have continued. I probably would have penciled it. Say I was doing this, say Aunt Philly hired me to do this, right? I would have done the pencil you just saw, and then I would have left it. And depending on how much time I had, I would have left it for a day, but at least an hour, like take a lunch break and then come back to it. And then I would have fixed everything that I found wrong with it when I came back, which, like, remember it was uneven. I would have fixed that probably. It's still a little uneven, so I would have fixed that. And then I would ink it probably. I would get my fancy ink pen. Where is it? I get my fancy ink pen and some ink. Not this ink. This ink isn't fancy. I have a fancy ink like. And I would have inked it. And then once that's done and dry and ready to go, I would scan it into the computer. And you can scan in pencils, and I do for a lot of illustrations, but for something like this, if it was, I would assume it would be like an icon or an avatar or something. I would ink, I'm pretty sure. And the reason I like inking is because you get like cartoon lines. It's like straight black. It's line art, right? You get straight black and white. It looks like it's from a coloring book or something. And that's really great. It really helps, especially for digital things that are going to be seen small. It can be really important. And then I would do the color digitally on Photoshop, which I think you guys might have seen. I might have done that on a live. I'll probably do more digital lives. I haven't really, I think I just did one recently, a late night live. I have a a stream where I draw cartoon characters from memory, and I have aphantasia, so I don't have a visual memory. So it's really hard for me to draw cartoon characters. It's really hard for me to draw anything from memory, but especially cartoon characters because they're so different. Yes. And for comic book, exactly. For comic works, also, yeah. I when I first started doing when I was like, I want to be an illustrator, and I started doing it before I sold any work or before I even really. Uh, that's the type of illustration I was looking into a lot was cartoons, like literal animated cartoons, which also will have that type of line work the majority of the time. There are cartoons now starting since I think the early 90s where they will use the pencils because Xeroxes exist, so they could Xerox. The problem before was you would draw something in pencil. This would be the animation. I think I'm done. This is Auntie Philly. Is that it? Is that how you spell her name? Yes. Nope. Sorry. She spells it. This is how Booker spelt it. But actually, she spells it with a Y. This is Auntie Philly. So, yeah, on old and most, I think, still animations, you would draw something with a pencil. You know, let's draw something. Let me see if my list is here. I dropped my list and it is genuinely gone. You know how pieces of paper, especially flat pieces of paper, can just like and like fly away home, fly away home, fly away because they can float on the wind. That has been. Oh no no, I found it. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Oh, Auntie Philly wasn't on here. That's weird. Okay, now we can did that. Check. 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 We already crossed these out, so I already know. Oh, your student's still here. Did you make one of these leftover requests, or do you have a request, a cozy request we could do? And don't remember who asked for what. Okay, yeah, let's do the cat. That's great. Give me 1 second. Okay, the more I look at this, I just looked at this upside down to like see if I liked it, and I think there could be better shading on the this side of the face here, and it is still a little crooked, but I think that's pretty good. I think I didn't do a bad job at all, personally. Okay, let's do the cat. I'm trying to think if there's a way to do the cat and make it very Christmassy. But I can't think of a fun way to do it. Hey, Elstefan. So were you here? We drew Auntie Philly, and then Auntie Philly showed up in the chat. Right after I said it would be crazy if Auntie Philly showed up in the chat, and then she literally showed up in the chat. Madness, I'm telling you, madness. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm that's it. We're wrapping up the channel. That was the whole We peaked. Okay, so I'm trying to, I want to do a cute, cat. I'm trying to think what kind of pose to do for the cat. Oh yeah, and this is Auntie Philly. I shouldn't leave it blank. We can leave Auntie Philly here. Uh, oh yeah, that's good. Okay, okay. Christmas lights, tangled cat. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Because I was already thinking of a pose, and then sometimes the paper, just from like drawing other things on, I don't know if you can see, it like gets warped and stuff. I I don't always like to use those sheets. I'll use it for lots of stuff, but if so, like this idea, this Christmas lights tangled cat, I really like. So I want to do it on a nice piece of paper because I think I might try to make it into a greeting card or something this year because I don't have my greeting card figured out. So, okay, so whoops. Okay, so I'm gonna do, let's get the cat body. Cats are tubes, so let's get this tube cat. I want him standing on his hind legs or sitting on his hind butt. You know what I'm saying. So we'll have the legs here too. Ba, ba, da, ba. And then that. And then you really won't see this leg too much, but you will see this foot. Okay, I think that's a good start. And now for his front paws, you just have them, like it'll come down, then you have like the elbow, and then it comes out, and you have the paw. But I don't know what we're gonna have these front paws doing quite yet because we'll probably figure out a fun way to mix them in with the Christmas lights. And then the tail is just another tube, but you know, a different kind. So that's not bad. So now we just have to worry about the head. So the head of this cat, I think I think so. The body of the cat is kind of facing this way. I say let the head of the cat be facing right at us. Have the cat, like, we just walked into the room and he's like, oh my, you caught me. And actually, on that note, let's make, it's not going to make a huge difference for the rest of the body, but let's make it so the cat is sort of looking up at us a little. Because I think that's the way you mostly see cats, right? Is from above. So I think we can get like, I think it'll tug at the heartstrings. Cats don't really have that sort of pouchy bit there. Well, I mean they do. Okay. We'll get more detailed as we go into it, but I think that's a good. Ooh, what do cats, when do cats put their Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They always look up. I think I want the ears to be sort of like half down. I don't know if this is quite a realistic ear. Well, the ears are too big. Or the head's too small. No, the ears are too big. Okay. I don't know if this is quite a realistic ear placement. Oops, that doesn't look real. Nope. Okay, let's just have it be like, whoa, like when cats are surprised. This was the original plan. Let's make it a surprised cat, ears straight up. We'll come back and get the details on those. Oh, I'm doing it now. Okay. It doesn't have to be super realistic. It just has to be realistic enough. Ooh. Cats' noses are basically little tiny hearts, if I remember correctly. Let me look at a reference photo to make sure. There's something like I've been using this computer to look at reference photos the whole time I've been streaming, basically. But today, every photo seems incredibly small, and I don't know what. Did something change? Am I dumb? I don't know what. Okay. Let me try a different image server. I had another pencil. Oh. Okay. I just realized where it is. Little tiny heart. Little tiny face seam. I think something like this. My proportions might be very, I feel like they're on, but maybe they're slightly off. Maybe it just looks weird because of the incompleteness of the bottom part. So I'm just going to kind of come in and start doing stuff. I thought maybe it's one paw here could be like wrapped up against its face. And then this paw maybe is holding some out. So I think we have to, before we get too far into detailing the cat, we have to figure out where these lights are, because it is going to have an effect on the layout of the fur, or it might even change where we decide to put the feet or the paws. And okay. I'm thinking, yeah, so yeah, it's really hard to see people's icons, but I don't think I changed anything on the screen on this. Uh, I'm thinking adolescent cat. I think they're the most likely to do this kind of thing. I think kittens, like, they're not really strong enough to get the Christmas lights out and really make a mess of them. But cats certainly are. Like adolescent cats. Ooh, lunar star. Welcome. So would a lunar star be a star you see from the moon? A lunar star. That's my guess. Cute. Okay. We are drawing a cat. Yeah, see, these pictures are fine. Maybe I was using a different search engine because I switched over to Duck drawwithme.com, and it's great. And I was using Google and it was terrible. Okay. Yeah, you don't need to know. It can just be cool words. Yeah, I bet you it's Google settings. I don't Google has changed its image search. So I've done graphic design for 15 years, I think, 15 years, and you're constantly in the Google. You're looking for images for all sorts of reasons. Sometimes the client didn't give you their logo, so now you have to go find their logo. Sometimes the client is like, "Hey, I want it to look like this," and you're like what? And they're like this company's logo from 1995, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll go find that then." And so you always are Google searching images. This is like a huge part of the job, and it was fine for so long. It was good. It was the golden standard for searching images. And then I don't like they just started changing it, and it changed like frequently, and it was always for the worse. Like they changed what you could look for, and then they changed like what you could exclude, and it just got to the point where I basically try to never use Google search images, and I try to always use um, duck.com. Okay, I think this looks more like a real cat now, and I'm happy with that. I think we have to switch to the, well, no, let's get these Christmas lights on. So Lunar Star, if you're still here, we are doing a kitten wrapped up in Christmas lights that they've been playing with. Or an adolescent cat. So I think we have to make them a little loose too. We can't have them, it can't feel like, oh gosh, that cat is in danger. So let's make like, I think this part can be a little tight right here. But then I think everything else should feel really loose. And I think we can just do even, it doesn't have to be realistic exactly, because there's not going to be very many people who are going to try to like trace and see where it all goes and make sure it makes sense. Although more and more people do this to prove to themselves it's AI or not. And so sometimes these tricks that artists do, people will see them and be like, well, if it was a real artist, they would have made sure every light was exactly 15 centimeters apart from the next light. AI doesn't understand that. So this is an AI artist. And you're like, no, no, what? I was just being lazy or quick or doing a shortcut. Chill. No one's accused me of being AI. Hey, Mike Carpenter, welcome back. We are doing a kitten. I keep saying kitten. It's an adolescent cat. We are doing an adolescent cat who got themselves a little wrapped up in some Christmas lights. So we'll do a little Christmas lights here on the side, I think, a little bunched up, and maybe even like behind them like this. Actually, if we do it behind them, that's really good, because then, first of all, that leaves the cat in the center, which I think is better for this image, but also it lets us have them coming from different places, and it makes it easier to like trick it. Yeah, yeah, I bet. So yeah, we were thinking like something cute for a Christmas Eve. We're doing a cozy stream today, so we were just only drawing cozy things. Here, I'll show you. We did, well, I say we only drew cozy things, but we did have one special request from somebody who had earned it by being late, Auntie Philly. And actually, crazy, there's a YouTuber. I don't know how big she is. I didn't look at her subscriber count, but she then came into the chat, and I don't know why or how. Anyway, and then we did a Christmas tree, and then we did a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and then we did a shark hat eating a poor defenseless snowman. Look at this shark hat. The snowman is called William Snow of Orange, and then we did a turkey. Well, actually, we did this in reverse order, so it went the other way. But yeah. And now we're doing Francis, the feline. I lost my pencil. I don't know what to do with this paw because I don't really like it where it is, but I don't know what to do with it to put it someplace else. I think maybe I'll do that. I'll stop singing. We can show his little toe beans, and then we'll just have it be another. Yeah, we'll have it. He's pushing on it. And so it's pulling it down that way. And we can have it even go up under this arm. Okay. And I think that's probably... Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Elstefan. Huh. Tapes of the S. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't think I understand what you're saying. Make J. Okay. I think I'm happy with the layout. So I'm going to start erasing some of the guidelines so we can start moving towards a finished sketch. I think we will finish this sketch and then I will reevaluate because it is late. Actually, I think we'll call this sketch finished. And on tomorrow's stream, I think I'm streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, so it's iffy. On tomorrow's stream, I will ink it, and I'll finish it up and I'll ink it. And then that'll be really fun. I haven't inked on stream yet. Well, I have. Yeah, I don't know if I have, but we will, and it'll be fun. Who's Jay? Wait, who's Jay? Let me write down Francis so I don't forget. Oh. Sorry, tapes. We're ending it right now. But that sounds fun. It's just not a today thing. That's right. I think tomorrow we're going to work on this guy. We're going to, I'll finish up the sketch. I might finish up the sketch tonight, but we'll finish it up and then we'll ink it. And then we can, but we'll see how much time that takes and if there's more. But yeah, I stream a lot, so you'll catch me. Don't worry about it. This will happen. It just might be a few days. There was another Boogers, Spicy Boogers. You might remember him. He was in here and he was asking for Auntie Philly. And he's been asking for Auntie Philly for a few days. And I had not been able to get to him. He just was not on time to the streams, or he was just late to request. Because he's been in a lot of streams. Thank you so much, R. Have a great night. The turkey says goodbye, everybody. Bye.